Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Slice of the Paranormal. It's me, I'm Ryan. They call me Pizza Ryan. Mm-hmm. This is my friend, Pizza Christy.
Pizza Christy, please.
And this is Pizza Steve over here. No, I'm just teasing. It's Christy and Steve, and we do this on the weekly. We talk about paranormal stuff, ghosts, goblins, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then we also review pizza from around where we're talking about that day.
Wherever we visited.
And that's thanks to what? Cup of Code?
To Cup of Code, our gracious sponsors.
Yeah, thanks very much,
guys.
Cup of Code.
They make our website look great.
Yeah, they do a great job.
So today we got
a little bit different episode today,
different episode. People are used to us talking about ghosts, but there'll be a little bit of talk about ghosts, but it's mostly going to be about a new movie coming out. In Pennsylvania, we have...
And we've already discussed this topic, but...
We have Meadville, where, Ryan is from.
Mm-hmm. Hometown represent.
Crawford County, but there's a movie that was filmed out there.
Right.
So Slice of the Paranormal has gotten pre-release access to this movie, and it's called Pig Hill.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we know all about Pig Hill because Ryan made us go up to Pig Hill.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on it.
Yeah, it was episode 32.
There you go. He did the research. Look
yes,
at that.
he did.
So we have two of the producers of that film here with us tonight in the studio. We have
not in the studio. They're on Zoom, but yeah.
They're on Zoom, so they feel
in
like
spirit.
they're
here.
With
They're
us.
here.
Yeah,
their essences are here. R.A. Mihailoff, and if you don't recognize the voice, you recognize the heart. I mean, this dude he played Leatherface.
Yeah.
That's right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre III. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Too cool.
And he's also been in over like 24, between movies and TV shows over the years.
He's done lots of stuff, huh?
And
what were some of the ones you were saying? What are some of the movies he's been in?
some of the movies he's been in is Hatchet II, Death House, Pumpkinhead II, and his first film, I think, is called The Lathe of Heaven, which was from 1980.
We'll have to ask.
We'll have to ask him because what you find online is not always the truth. So we'll go to the pig's mouth, so to say.
I thought
nice.
everything on the internet was real.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
pretty
that could
much.
Be
And who else
completely.
do we? Oh yeah, sorry.
But Mihailoff is also a ghost hunter.
Oh, that's right.
He's part of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, and that's with Kane Hodder, who plays Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Sid Haig was also a member. Unfortunately, he's
R.I.P.
passed.
Yeah.
An incredible actor who's been in the film industry for decades.
Yeah.
Just a legend.
That's a cool crew, huh?
It is, but we also have Ted Watts Jr. with us today.
That's right.
Ted Watts is also a producer, but
He's the
also
executive producer on this one, right?
the executive producer, I guess, yeah. And he has his own film credits. He was in Last Flag Flying in 2017. He worked on that. He worked on The Clog in 2012. And obviously Pig Hill in
Pig Hill, which we're very excited about.
2025. So I would like to welcome both Ted and R.A. to Slice of the Paranormal.
That's right. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having us on.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. I feel like I'm there. It's nice and cozy. I can feel it. So
Oh, good. Yeah, I appreciate
even via
that.
Zoom. Yeah.
We have a good production team here.
It's
Yeah.
the warm, evil lighting that helps.
The warm, evil lighting.
Ted, I know you from childhood, which most people don't know, and I didn't realize until this whole thing got even set up. Steven said, and I haven't met you, R.A., so it's nice to meet you as well. I'm Ryan. Nice to talk to you today.
How you doing?
Not too bad. But Teddy and I know each other from... I'm sorry, I just said Teddy. He's probably going to get mad at me. That's what I know
No,
you as.
it always goes there. Everybody winds up calling me Teddy, so feel free. That's
Well,
we're good.
you just opened up for them, too, as well. Just heads up. But no,
Okay.
Ted and I know each other from being in school together. We went to school together. A couple years younger than me.
Yes, back to class of 95. You just had your reunion.
That's right. Thanks for putting the actual numbers out there.
And
Yeah, well, I'm
aging in.
sorry. I'm so sorry. But I got class of 97. I should have been 96, but I flunked kindergarten. So,
Oh, there you go.
but
the
so
one
I'm
you
closer
wanna
than
flunk.
you think. But yeah, Meadville Boys Choir days, like way, way back.
That's what I
So
really remember you singing. Yeah. And you always had good hair. You always had good hair.
You were
I'm
in the
trying
boy,
to keep it.
You were in the boy choir with Ryan?
He was
What's
in the
that?
Meadville Boys Choir.
Oh,
with
you're
me,
in
yeah.
the. Okay, wow. Yeah, I've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
lots of stories of Ryan's talking about boy choir days.
So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
really
and then
cool.
He went off and then came back, and we had high school together. So yeah,
That's right.
That's really neat.
Well, I remember
Very
seeing you might have been at some of the band shows and stuff as well, right?
Oh, 100% Sour Mosh. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, so you see my early bands and stuff. That's funny. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, that's not. We'll reminisce another time. But yeah, that's how I know Ted.
Now, one thing I find interesting is we have 3 Crawford County natives here. I mean, Ryan's one,
Yeah.
but Ted, you and RA are both from Crawford County as well. So,
R.A., you're not from Meadville. What you're from? Is it Townville or?
Yes. Yeah, 17 miles east of Meadville.
Just right
oh,
outside.
okay.
But the deal is, I'm basically between Meadville and Titusville.
Okay, we went that way, right?
Oh, yeah, we did. We left the John Brown Tannery and headed through Titusville.
Yep.
But we were
Yep,
going to
that-
check out a bloody grave or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tannery is right down from my old mechanic.
Oh, nice. We were in your
yeah.
old stomping grounds. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you weren't here. Oh, I'll let Steve ask a question. So hold on. He's got stuff all prepared for you guys. So I'm
you
not
can
gonna-
ask a question.
I'm not going to butt ahead. You go right ahead, bud.
Well, the one thing I just wanted to lead off with was, since you guys, we asked Ryan what his memory of Pig Hill was, because he was a native when we did the original episode. So, like, before going into this movie, what was your initial knowledge of Pig Hill?
Good question, Steve. I was going to ask the same thing.
Oh, good,
That's
good.
excellent.
Both of you.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like, can you, both of you tell us what your knowledge of Pig Hill was?
Well, it's interesting because I think our knowledge kind of represents what you see kind of online, since people have figured out that this movie is coming out and the trailer dropped and everything. It's very interesting. We have different perspectives, Ari and I. But I grew up with it. I think the first time I heard about it was in junior high school, like early or late junior high, early high school. And a friend of mine was like, who happens to be one of the co-executive producers, ironically, also from Meadville. So it's so funny, but he was the one who took me up there and said, "Have you ever checked this out?" Took a couple of us up there, and we went up there, and it was definitely very, very spooky. There's definitely an unsettling feel up there. And, then you just keep running up there to do high school stuff, and you go up there with different people and hang out or whatever. And everybody's got a different version of this folklore. Everybody's got their perspective on it. And some say it's, total nonsense, but that was my experience going into this. And then, of course, finding out that there was a book, I immediately lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
I'll
have the
leave
book
it there.
here. I don't know if you can see it. We have Pig by Nancy Williams.
Yeah, finding out that Nancy Williams had written this book and immediately being like, well, we have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause,
definitely.
I'll get into the movie stuff when we get to that. I don't want to jump ahead, but RA, your perspective on it,
I had absolutely no idea about Pig Hill.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I actually, at one point in my life, I worked at Meadville Malibu Iron, which is right down at the foot of the hill.
Yeah.
Okay. And still never heard anything about it till 3 years ago when Ted and I decided to start a production company. We were looking for material and we interviewed a screenwriter. And at the end of the meeting, he said, "I wish I could get a hold of the woman that wrote this book, Pig." And Ted goes, "What's that about?" And he, and then he said Pig Hill, and Ted knew all about it, of course. I still didn't know. I still don't. No, I know now.
Well, I wonder if it's just a Meadville thing. Like if you're out just outside of Meadville, then maybe you don't even know about it.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
You guys knew about once we started into this thing, and when I mentioned it, a lot of people knew about it. I guess maybe I just live in my own little world and don't pay attention.
That could be too.
So, since you didn't know about it, you mentioned you talked to a screenwriter. Was that Jared Burris? Is that
Well, he's who we ultimately hired.
okay?
to adapt the screenplay. Now, we were talking to a guy, I can't remember his name right now, but he'd gotten a little traction at a film festival. He got second place award for screenwriting.
Okay.
And I was able to track him down, and he was the first person we met with. And and like I said, we were looking for material.
Yeah.
And then he dropped the pig bomb. And
That's where it all started, huh?
it kind of went into high gear from there.
Yeah.
Great writer too, really great guy. And Ari reached out to Nancy and set up a meeting, and we had a meeting at the production facility at Voodoo in Meadville, and we said,
is it Voodoo Brewing?
Voodoo Brewery, and we met with Nancy, and we said, I gave the book a couple of reads. We gave the book reads, and I said, man, this is really something else, and there's a lot in here, and it could be really cool. And so Nancy and said, hey, we really are feeling like making a movie here, and what do you think? And she was all
I'm sure that's probably the dream, right? That's what she's thinking, writing this book. Hopefully, it's like someday, maybe.
Are we allowed to use profanity on this show?
Oh yeah, give it up.
Yes.
Okay. After we got Ted ordered copies for us, and we read it, and so I called Ted and I said, Ted, what do you think of the book? Ted's quote was, "It's fucking insane."
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't even talk like that, but
Yeah.
Don't
believe
tell
that's
my
exactly
parents,
what
at
I
least.
Well, after seeing the movie, I would concur. It's definitely insane.
Yeah.
And we have the book here. Obviously, much thanks to Nancy Williams for putting this legend into words.
Yeah, it's crazy that we were talking about this book not too long ago and had no idea, and then all this kind of came and got put together. It's so cool, so cool.
Yeah,
And then we ended up seeing R.A. at Pennhurst.
Yeah, you guys met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it all happened. I went up to RA, and everyone else is probably talking to me about like, oh my God, it's Leatherface. And I'm like, we did an episode on Pig Hill.
Yeah. Pig people?
Like, you got to check it out. And,
Well, I mean, I get approached to do podcasts and shit like that all the time,
Sure.
at shows, and I don't know, but when you said you'd been to Pig Hill, that was a done deal.
Yeah.
Wham.
It's like
done.
kismet.
Yeah, we appreciate
pigment.
it. Yeah.
I could see your eyes light up.
Piglet.
So it showed the enthusiasm for this entire project and movie, and just drawing people's attention to Meadville.
About when did you guys start planning this?
So we optioned the book in 2022, and then we started shooting in 23.
Oh, so quick. Okay.
We started shooting. It took a little bit of time. What Ari was saying before was we hired Jared Burris to do the screenplay from the book, and we found him through a friend of RA's. And I'll let RA talk about that, but he's from Erie. He lives in Hollywood, but he grew up in Erie, and
Nice. That's awesome.
familiar with the terrain. And so we talked to him, and, I said, check this book out. And he said, well, what are you looking for, man? And I said, I want you to read it before, I'm all about the collaborative aspect. And this film was very collaborative across the board. But, I said, I don't want to say too much of what I'm looking for before you read it. But if we can get Rosemary's Baby meets Deliverance.
Oh,
That's
vibe.
That's a very good description.
So good.
I think you might have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because that's one of my favorite, those are, Rosemary's Baby is just like epically cool as far as a thriller.
For sure.
It's
iconic.
Iconic.
The movie is just insane. The visuals are insane. And, if we can, it's definitely landing in the horror thriller kind of zone. And the book was all of that. And so I was like, well, that's the kind of movie that I'd like to make.
Yeah.
And so, but
that's
Art,
awesome.
I'll tell you about how we got to Jared. I mean, through Ed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, one of the first people I contacted was Ed Polgardi. He produced a movie called The Wretched, Do you know that title?
I think I've heard of that one, The Wretched.
Yeah, it was during the COVID epidemic. It was the number one for like 12 weeks. It was
Okay.
the number one movie in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Ed's a Pennsylvania boy, even though he's from the other side of the state.
It still counts.
At least he's got PA after his.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I approached him. I thought it would be fantastic to have a producer attached that had a number one movie. I thought that would be
Well, sure.
a big plus. But he couldn't work with us. He had another project coming up with a mutual friend of ours.
Oh.
And but before we got to that point, Ted and I asked him if he would do our breakdown and budgeting, and he said and that's when he said he couldn't work with us. And I said, I'm sorry. Just before that, I said, Ed, can you do a budget and breakdown from a novel? And he said, no, it has to be in screenplay form. So I said, Ed, any suggestions? And he suggested two guys, Shane Bitterling and Jared Burris.
Okay.
I knew them both equally. I liked them both equally well. On the plus side for Shane, he'd had some stuff already produced. On the minus side for Jared Allen Burris, that son of a bitch turned me down when I tried to hire him to adapt a book that I have the rights to. A book called Goon. It's about a masked professional wrestler who's a serial killer. And
so you had previously reached out to him and he turned you down.
Yeah, and I never fail to rub it in every time we talk about it. But he won because he was a Pennsylvania boy. I don't know if Ted knew prior. I did not know that he was from Erie. I knew he had connections to Meadville, Pennsylvania, because we'd talked about it before, and his uncle was a general manager of a fire hall bar and grill,
Okay, yeah.
Do you have them in your part of the country?
Sure do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're still Pennsylvania here.
Yeah. I forget. Anyway, so that's why the hat was the scale was tipped in favor of Jared Allen Burris. Mm-hmm. And I will say that I saw a show about what's that damn show, X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
They were interviewing one of the writer-producers, and over his desk he had a little sign that said, "The first draft of anything is shit." Okay. But I got to tell you something. I thought Jared knocked it out of the ballpark on the first draft.
Right from the start. Yeah.
Went through multiple changes, some for insurmountable obstacles. But
sure.
But right out of the ballpark, he got it.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Except for one thing.
What's that?
Unbeknownst to me. My producing partner, Ted Watts Jr., and screenwriter Jared Allen Burris conspired behind my back to create the character of Red Davis for me.
All right.
So that wasn't in the book. Red, the character Red, which we...
No, he wasn't in the book.
Which we enjoyed that character.
He wasn't in the book, was he?
No.
No, so I read the screenplay, really liked it, and I called Jared after I read it, and I said, Jared, I read your screenplay over the weekend. And, very somber kind of, and he goes, yeah, like anybody, like any, aspiring screenwriter. Well, did you like it?
All right.
And I said, I question whether you read the fucking book. And he goes, what? I said, there's no Red Davis in the book.
Uh-huh.
But the character fit into the story seamlessly.
So well.
It actually adds a little bit of intrigue.
It does.
And for those that watch it, just going into it, when I got to the Red Davis part, it was like, what? Like, this
Yeah.
is completely foreign. They've obviously gone a different direction. So at that point,
that's a good, as we said, what? Kind of a lot kind of deal. Like, what's going on? What?
yeah, at watching the movie, that was the point where I was like, I don't know what the hell to expect from
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
So, like, filming in Meadville, that's got to be different for people like you. I mean, typically you have to go to Hollywood and California to film. What are some of the problems or difficulties you had to, surmount to be able to produce a film in Meadville?
Well, I think one of the things that's interesting is it was a big production for Meadville. And, something like that hadn't been done around there. And truthfully, how this got started, like way back when we were looking at a bunch of screenplays, is I had a birthday party and it was like right after COVID when people could start to hang out. And I had this birthday party and everybody came and RA was there and everybody was just so happy to kind of be social again. And I said to RA, because both of us had been kind of back and forth between Los Angeles at the time. And I said, what are you doing? Are you going back to LA? Are you staying here? Or what's up? And he said, no. He said, I think we ought to be doing this shit here. And I said, okay. And then we talked a little bit. And then I think I called him the next day and I said, hey, I said, are you serious? And what do you mean? And, let's actually talk about it. So we talked and we had like a sit down and went through a bunch of scripts, and then on this journey led us to the book. But flashing forward to shooting it, it was the area was so cooperative. And Kevin Lewis, who just wound up being the exact right person. Not wound up. I mean, he's got quite a history to be that person, but he's the perfect person to direct this film and saw the vision, did like a lookbook and it was like, as RA says, he took a jet to Meadville overnight and boom.
Went downtown with his Nikon camera.
Yeah. And awesome. So he got it. And he refers to Meadville as it was like shooting on a back lot. Mm-hmm. Because had such access to these real locations because of the cooperation. And, what I really dig about this and what I really wanted to do is, in the book is the same way. It's like the firehouse, the firehouse, which our friends, the Miller brothers run, wonderful friends who supported us. Voodoo, Tattered Corner, like all of these places are actually the locations as they are in the movie.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool for me to watch it and see those things. They were like, "Do you recognize this?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Yeah, you're like,
They're
that's
"Do you
my
recognize-"
orthodontist office over
Yeah.
there.
Do they recognize this? Yeah, that's this.
And that was one of my questions, because it was like, for people that view this film, what are some of the big sites that you used in Meadville that they can actually go to try to
Just downtown.
line up the shots?
All of them. I mean, most of those locations are, we would change a location if, just if we needed more space for something, for some of those outdoor scenes, to get some wider shots and some better looks. And, we had a hell of a lot of equipment. So lugging all that equipment. So they can literally kind of go through the film and write down, is this is, and pretty much all of it is what it says it is.
Nice.
And it was like, the bookstore is right here. The firehouse is right there. Now we're moving here. Now we're going there. And that was really cool because we'd kind of pick up and, when you're shooting in a quick way, you have to do that. So.
I feel like you made Meadville look beautiful in your movie. So I think good job. And you definitely
sure
mentioned
did.
it's cool.
Yeah, and we were wondering, like, the shots in the movie where you show Pig Hill and the radio tower, is that the radio tower at Meadville that you used?
Hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We figured it would be.
Well,
Cool stuff. It was very cool.
Ryan made us go up there at night, so
That's right.
we experienced
Yeah,
Pig
we didn't
Hill.
see it during the daytime.
I should have made you get out of the car.
Yeah,
Right.
I would have.
I think
Did
I
you
did get
feel-
out of the car.
So it's kind of like you go up there, even when we were scouting it, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, there's, and there's wonderful people up there. I'm not saying anything, but it's just some of the things up there, you're just like, whoa, man.
It's a vibe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good to go back down, you know. I'm cool.
Ready when you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is in the film, like it shows the road being a lot longer than I remembered it being, you know. So I didn't know.
That's nothing new in movies. Remember Texas Chainsaw Massacre II?
Yeah.
Remember that long ride across that bridge?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that looked like it was about a 2-mile long bridge, right?
Yeah.
It's 2 spans.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Movie magic.
you know, that kind of embellishment is traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not privy to that side of it, I guess.
Well, magic, but
Well, the cinematography of this film was great.
Yeah, it was.
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
The colors. I was just amazed with it. So for our viewers, like, is there? Do you want to give a brief description of what, like, you know, what the movie's about without giving away too many spoilers?
well, and as is a little different from the book, but yeah, it's about a girl, Carrie, played by Rainey Qualley, and she volunteers at the women's shelter. She's an aspiring author, and she's, you know, kind of feeding that sort of direction. But she works in the bookstore, and she's particularly interested in the pig people. And there's been a string of disappearing women in the story, and she wants to figure out what's happening, because a lot of people are equating it to, you know, this folklore thing, this crazy monster idea. Like, what is it? And she's really wanting to get to the truth so that it stops happening. And she investigates, and she gets pretty involved in all of that.
You could say that.
and then hilarity ensues, as they say.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's basically, you know, Carrie's point of view, and, you know, kind of watching what that is, and it really keeps you kind of off base throughout the movie, which was a big element of the book. You know, you're so invested in it, but you're like, where is this going? And we wanted that to be the spiritual kind of center of the movie.
Yeah. I think you were successful in that, because that's definitely kind of what we were thinking when we were watching it.
Like, what's next?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'll tell you this, though. The one thing we all agreed on, too, was it just continued to get better. Like, the movie continued to get better and better. So
And the special effects were so good, too. I want to really commend you guys for that. The special effects were amazing.
And again, that's Jason Baker, who, you know, protege of Tom Savini, the Tom Savini. And, you know, he does the WWE, he's got the Black Phone, Terrifier 3.
Oh, okay.
Good at practical effects. And I RA, you know, you can weigh in on this, obviously, but I'm an old soul when it comes to the practical effects of
me
horror.
too.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Oh yeah, absolutely practical over CGI any day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, I mean, I worked on a movie that Todd Masters did the special effects.
Okay.
A lot of them were practical with just a little bit of CGI to smooth it out. You know, and I don't mind that at all, but always practical first.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I think we agree on that one.
Oh, definitely. And reading the book and then watching the movie, like, the hard part for me even was, like, trying to separate what was actually happening, what was hallucination,
right,
and which parts are the important parts.
Sequence, or
you know, so, like, it really kept us on the edge of our seat.
Yeah, it did.
You know, throughout the film. You know.
Well, that was the intent, wasn't it, Ted?
Yeah, and Kevin is able to walk that line so well, you know, and it's like you think one thing is going on, and then you think another is going on. And I honestly think being able to shoot in a location that was real, you know, with some good actors and, you know, even local music, it just kind of grounded it all, you know, and it's just kind of like what if this happened here? You know, it's just like, you know, because people, they want to go on a journey, so it's like, why? And you're trying to figure it the fuck out the whole time you're doing it, right? Any horror movie watch, I pride myself in being like, well, it's that guy or
exactly.
this guy. And I think, it's like, well, okay, let's see what you got. Let's see if you can figure it out. You know what I mean? Like let's play with the elements of these different styles and
Yeah.
and meld them together and surf that and see what happens.
Now, are you guys both, I guess, members of the Empty Jug Productions now? Like, is that the company that you guys are forming, or?
Yeah, that's the production company. That's the umbrella company for, the movie, and then the movie's its own production. Yeah. So
when I
we'd
saw
love to
you,
do more, I mean, we'd love to, we're never short on ideas. It's just, doing it it's an undertaking to produce an independent film.
yeah, I'm sure.
We're a business. And, but we're happy that we were able to hold on to the control of it so that it's the movie that we wanted it to be. We didn't want to waver on that.
And I love that you did all the Meadville stuff, and like you said, you included local bands, local people. I know a guy I graduated with that got a part in your movie, like a bit part. So like that's super cool. You guys did that, and I think that helps the feel of it and the heart of it, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that haven't done movies, I've actually been lucky enough to be in a movie, but like it's you don't understand all the things that happen when the cameras aren't rolling. Like how many people are there, and you got to feed them all every day. It's just the little things that make it a little bit more
A
difficult.
lot of extra stuff.
One actor we really liked in your movie too was Dino Tripodis. He had a small part.
Dino, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we thought he was a great actor too. We thought
sure.
he really stole the scene when he was in it.
100%. And it was a hard part to cast.
Was it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's such a strange role.
Yeah, it is.
And it's, it's got theatricality to it, but he's got to be real. And it's like, who the fuck, and he's going to be imposing. And it's like, and we saw quite a few people from LA and New York and Pittsburgh and Cleveland. And I believe Dino's out of Cleveland.
Okay.
Or roundabouts there. And,
So still regional. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he was the guy where we were like, yeah, this guy's got a certain, he's got a certain charm about him.
Yeah, he really did.
Please go watch this movie, or how can they watch this movie? I guess what's the best way to do that?
Well, we're not there yet. We're headed to London for Fright Fest.
Okay.
That's going to be the world premiere of the movie.
Oh, fantastic. So
in
that'll
London
be
on Saturday. So
Awesome.
Saturday afternoon.
Congrats on that.
Thanks. And it was a pretty big festival for us to get into, taking all this on. And so we're thrilled about that. And then, there's a couple other festivals probably upcoming. And we're looking to find our distribution home for, United States and Canada, and then worldwide.
For sure.
So that's why we're doing the festival circuit. And as an indie, that's an important piece of all of this. But I think I'll be so interested to see it in a theater with a new audience, and in England, and see
Whole different perspective on things, probably.
how that goes over. Yeah.
Now, when it played at Cannes, were any of you in attendance to just get the audience feeling at the time, or?
It didn't play at Cannes because we didn't have we weren't through our final mix yet. So
okay.
It wasn't in time to be entered into all that, but our agent did take it to Cannes and made some people aware of it to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
So then when it was ready, the first series of festivals we could really submit to were these later summer festivals.
Sure.
So that's how we landed here. But I mean, we're thrilled, but it's a timing thing with all of this,
As with everything, I know it, bud.
Absolutely. So.
Well, we all wish you the best of luck. We loved it, yeah. So
We did, and like with me, I study urban legends. It's kind of what I do here at Slice of the Paranormal. So, like, I have a feeling like legends, as you watch them age, they change over time, and I have a feeling that Meadville's Legend of Pig Hill is going to be heavily affected by the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's what the next generation, when they think of the Legend of Pig Hill, it's going to be your movie. I mean, you're going to have a lasting legacy that goes far into the future. Do you guys feel that your movie is going to change the local urban legend?
Good question.
What do you think, Ra?
Whoa, boy, I don't know.
Had you thought about that?
It's going to bring awareness to it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, people like me who never heard of it will hear of it.
True.
You know, hard to say what kind of societal impact it will have. You know, locally or you know, nationwide or worldwide. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, and some of those things that are not, depicted in the book or movie necessarily that I've also heard are super interesting. And I want to know as much as I can, probably like you all do.
Yeah.
Doing what you do about it. I'm like, where did this come from? You know what I mean? And, there's Mill Run, that there's like a river that runs under Meadville still. And there's something cryptic about that. That's a little, there's an old aqueduct, by where the Cracker Barrel is out there. And, this is a lot of 814 insider stuff, but it's just like, it's just interesting. There's just something unsettling about all of that, tunnels sort of thing. And so I find it thrilling that the response that people have to this is they're like, I heard this or I heard that.
Yeah.
Or, this is total bullshit. This is just a way to go up to the hill and party. I love all of it. It's all great. And that's, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's real and what's not? And that's what's kind of, that's what gets our endorphins going, right?
Cup of Code! Today's episode is brought to you by Cup O Code. Need a website or marketing solution that works as hard as you do? At Cup of Code, they don't just build websites. They create digital solutions that grow your business. From expert web design to targeted marketing, including Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, and billboards, they've got you covered. Dream, design, develop. Visit cupofcode.com and take your business to the next level. Yeah, well, and I can't say too much, but I do appreciate the different spins you took on the lore in the movie. So yeah,
and it doesn't. If there's ever a Pig Hill 2, they could go any of the other directions because there's so much other lore connected to the Pig Hill legends. And you guys even mentioned it, like that the Pig Hills are maybe connected to aliens, and that's what the radio tower is. I mean, you could go another completely different direction.
It's just like, RA, what about, I've told RA this, but it's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When there's the little voice of John Larroquette, I believe, it's just John Larroquette talking at the beginning. And you're like,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't like, what is this? And you start to look it up and you start to get involved in what that's really about, or is it about anything? So it's like starting there. I think people love that in horror. Where did this idea kind of stimulate from?
Yeah, because when
had to come from somewhere.
When Ryan brought up the topic of pig people, I didn't know anything about them, so I had to do a deep dive into the research.
And he don't like that when he doesn't know something about it.
Yeah, I pride myself into being a geek. So when I looked into it, one of the local urban legends is that it was a leper colony,
right?
And that these were lepers, and it's just kids are cruel. Is the story, but.
That doesn't make a very good horror movie, though.
It doesn't.
That leper colony is what I believe started the whole legend.
Yeah.
Think about lepers. They lose their ears. They lose their nose. Yep. They lose,
Sure.
Yeah.
Their fingers. So, when you in the late 1800s, early 1900s, you see somebody walking down the road with no ears, a pug, a nose, and stubby hands. It doesn't take a very wild imagination to come up with something like, oh, those must be pig people,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially if they lose their nose, it's gonna from a frontal, it's gonna look like a nose,
that's a
pig
tough
nose.
one. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a tough one.
Yeah, and I don't know.
It's going to look like that baby.
Oh my God, the baby! That's gonna give me nightmares forever. And and that's in the trailer, so that's okay.
Okay, yes.
That's in the trailer. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the work of brilliant work at Jason Baker, but I don't know. Lepers. I don't know. I don't know that there's any proof of that. But that
We didn't find any.
No.
Yeah, you didn't find. I thought I listened to your episode, and didn't you say, Steven, I didn't find anything on that.
I did not find a leper colony existing there. Pennsylvania had a leper colony, but it was outside of Philadelphia. So I can't discount that they had lepers up there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if you're a
not
leper,
been documented.
you'd be quarantined.
I could have sworn I read, I was doing a deep dive to find out, and I could have sworn I read that there was a doctor had established a sanitarium for lepers on that hill.
Oh, awesome. I would not be surprised. And I think I even said that in the episode, that it wouldn't be something that'd be, printed in the local paper.
Yeah.
So not hard to believe that there's not a lot of information on it.
We'll have to look
who knows? It's so funny though. It's like somebody will say that, and then somebody will be like, no. What it really is there, no, it's this or it's that, which that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love that did you guys play the show at the Academy Theater as well in Meadville?
The movie.
Screening there.
You did a screening there.
Not public ones.
Okay.
We when we were cutting the movie, on occasion we would do a screening to see how the different lengths, the cuts, to just groups of friends and just people that were involved and stuff, and we would say, well, what do you think? And we'd have conversations about it. In order to get to where we eventually got to, which is the movie. I think horror should be kind of tight and succinct, and we wanted to get it to that hour 30, hour 40 mark. So that's where it lands now.
Yeah.
Now the Academy Theater though has its own haunted lore. So, and I know people like Ryan that have lived in that area. The Academy Theater is the go-to theater locally. Do you guys have any history with that theater itself?
Yeah, that's how I've done a lot there, and I still actually participate a lot. That's where I met RA. Was there
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
At the Academy Theater.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Go ahead.
We did live stage versions of 3 episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
All the episodes were written by George Clayton Johnson, and they brought him in for the weekend. And if you don't know who George Clayton Johnson is, he's a seminal figure in science fiction. He wrote Logan's Run.
Oh.
He wrote the first episode of Star Trek, the original series.
Sheesh.
He didn't write the pilot, but the episode that he wrote was the first broadcast episode. He wrote co-wrote Ocean's 11.
Wow.
And strangely enough, 2 of our stars, Rainey Qualley and Shane West, both were in versions of Ocean's 11. Rainey did, I think it was Ocean's 8, which was a female version.
Right, all the females.
And Shane was in Ocean's something, because I looked them all up and I got, holy shit, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Synchronicity.
Well, while watching it, Christy kept saying, I recognize this actor from somewhere, but she couldn't place it. And I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
actors are in that realm where they do a lot of awesome things, like Ocean's 11. I mean,
Yeah.
and people don't know a name to the artist.
Yeah.
You just see the face.
So, picking those artists, you have some pretty interesting actors and actresses that have done other things.
Yeah, I mean, we have. It's interesting because we have RA who's done all the horror that he's done, and connected to the Chainsaw franchise, which is super cool, and all the other stuff. And then we have through Jared and one of our other producers, Marty Schiff, we're connected to the George Romero kind of crew down here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Monahan, who plays Reggie, was in a couple of those Dead sequels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we
you
liked
know,
Reggie.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great actor and really smart and just genius actor for that part. And then you get into like the Rainey Qualley, her sister Margaret Qualley, has kind of blown up. She's like huge. She's doing all of these wonderful things now, and Rainey is fantastic.
That's awesome.
And seeing her work, and Kevin. We really liked her for that part. She has this very grounded, kind of ethereal quality. And then Shane, ER, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And then Shiloh Fernandez, he did the Evil Dead remake and that movie Mobland with Travolta. He's like #1 on the call sheet in that. He's excellent in that.
Nice.
And he just did The Odyssey with Christopher Nolan after he did Pig Hill. So
Holy smokes.
he plays, the brother, and he's just electric as an actor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, with you guys doing this stuff in Meadville, I could see Western PA becoming like horror mecca central.
That'd be cool, right?
Would they have the zombie museum in the Monroeville Mall? And I'm hoping that this leads Meadville to have a pig people museum at some point.
Well,
yeah. Sorry, but George Romero said, he said, we can do it here. He's quoted as saying that, like before Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And so that just kind of rings in our ears. It's like, we can do it here. That's what RA said. We should be doing this shit here, So
exactly.
that's kind of part of the inspiration, on these things.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that like Pennsylvania's got so many unique features and beautiful landscapes. It would offer a lot of opportunities for filmmaking, I would imagine, like coal mines and rivers and creeks and woods. We've got everything.
And Lake Erie can double for the ocean.
Oh, it definitely can.
Yeah.
They film a lot in Pittsburgh, but
Yeah.
It's like I've maintained since we started this, that if Pig Hill is successful, and we certainly hope it will be, we want to use Pig Hill as a springboard for a continuing slate of productions.
That's very exciting.
In
Pennsylvania or?
Well, yeah, Pennsylvania. Because actually, when I sent my pitch letter to Nancy, I said, we wanted to do Pennsylvania-centric stories.
But yeah, I mean, it's not, it's obviously one of those films that it's gonna cause a reaction in people, and some of that, from the pages, like Ari was saying, it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? It's pretty brutal. So I mean, we get that. You know what I mean? We understand.
I think it's a good thing, though. I think like it's hard to go into horror movies, and like the way we go into it, we're like, oh, we're gonna figure this out.
Right.
Your movie's not one of those that we figure out.
But I don't know, because I don't know if you guys are, I'm not saying, horror fans, I think, look at movies a little bit differently. You're not going into the Terrifier and looking for it to make 100%. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a different kind of, I don't know, vein.
They like the visual
sense.
candy, too, you know what I mean?
It's like a whole, So.
And they're just being confused and being surprised.
That's part of
by
it.
a horror film is rare, for me. And so I think people that watch this film are going to be drawn in and surprised.
Was that part of your goal, was to, we want to make people say, WTF?
Right. And it's also hard to find something like original source material or original material in general. It's
something
very
that no one else has done.
Yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of vampires, there's a lot of zombie things out there. There's a lot of, all of these things. And, it's like, ooh, you find something and, my ears perked up when that came across. It was like,
I don't know of any other pig.
Something different.
Right. That is something a little bit different that we can kind of run with. And, it's hard to be original, and there's a lot of content out there. It's so, hopefully the originality, people can appreciate that, trying to do something unique.
For sure.
And the cryptid market is rather incredible. We just went to the Central Pennsylvania Cryptid, Bigfoot and Cryptid Festival. And one thing I noticed is it's a huge market.
I feel like it's a growing market.
It's and growing. I think Meadville, if they do not jump on this and try to capitalize and turn it into a
It could be. Yeah, that's the thing. You could have every year like a Pig People Festival or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Pennsylvania.
Well, Voodoo Brewery makes a pig. Was it Pig Hill or Pig People beer?
Oh,
It
nice.
is a Pig People beer.
was it the beer that's in the film? Because that was cool.
Yes.
I think I've seen that before. That was awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't resist that. And they're always they're great guys. They're just like, hey, remember we made that beer before you made your movie, so that was there. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
like absolutely, we put it in the movie. We
claim this one.
But hopefully they'll do we'll have to talk to them, but hopefully we can get a run of the beer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and
With
I
like
want to
more
buy
like promotional
one.
materials. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea.
I think we need to have a bottle of that here, or can.
That'd be great. Hey, and if you ever need 3 extras in the background eating pizza, the 3 of us will be glad to be in the background.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Sure, we would have got you in there.
Yeah, we would show up, and in fact, also if you guys,
We're professionals.
we are we eat pizza. You can tell by seeing me, but if you guys have a pig festival ever started in Meadville, we will be there.
Yeah, we'll be glad to be there.
Sure.
We're all about the pig people now that we've done an episode on it.
Well, plus Pennsylvania, plus Meadville,
Anything
plus
PA.
good peoples.
Yeah.
Like we're all PA people, so we want to promote the state. Celestial Water Games. Looking for the place where the adventure never ends? Go to Celestial Water Games, located on Market Street in Sunbury, Pennsylvania.
They sell accessories for merchandise for various tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, and also trading card games like Magic the Gathering.
Celestial Water Games is a great place to game and meet new people while playing in their weekly gaming events. Additionally, even if there isn't a gaming event happening at that time, their play space is open and free for all ages to enjoy some casual games with friends.
Yep.
Be sure to check out them out on Facebook at Celestial Water Games for their daily post on their weekly events.
Is there anything else that you want to put out there about the movie that you don't think is getting represented, or?
I don't know. Ari, is there anything that I think?
It's kind of percolating along pretty good.
Yeah, it seems to be causing some really cool interest.
Yeah, I think the trailer I heard had like 1.8 million views.
It's killing it so far, huh?
So that's it's got interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around there. I mean, just that. Sometimes you have to just kind of go for it. It's just like, as an indie, it's like, I think independent film is super important. It's cool to be doing things in areas, that don't necessarily have not done that before. And it's difficult, but I mean, we hope that people will support that idea because, it's a cool thing to be at home and shoot a movie.
Yeah.
Well, and you got 3 supporters here. Slice
right.
of the Paranormal. It will support everything you guys do because we think it's great that you're doing this in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All of it. Do you have any other questions for them, Steve?
Well, I mean, at the end of every episode, we review a pizza. So,
I had a couple questions actually.
Okay,
before we get to pizza.
Go for it.
All right. I wanted to ask you if you enjoyed working in a movie where you didn't have to wear a mask this time, if that was different for you.
Of course,
Did you enjoy that more?
Did you read my resume?
We did. We have. Yes, we have.
I was on Full House, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we definitely read that.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven, So, and I used to do a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
So the mask is a small part of
Right.
my background.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you what, I will jump in. If I got the call to do another chainsaw, I'd be right there.
You'd be
man.
right there. You really brought some heart to that role, I think. I think you really brought some heart to that role, actually, which is strange to say for a murderer, a serial killer, but I actually kind of felt some compassion for your character in the movie.
It's everything I wanted in my life. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm a lifelong horror fan.
Yeah.
When I was not a little kid, but when I was a kid, I was sitting in my room reading Famous Monsters of Filmland. How do you get to play the Frankenstein monster? How do you get to play the werewolf? You know, that was my childhood fantasy.
Oh, wow. So that was something you were always wanting to do. That's really neat.
Then when I set my cap for Hollywood, you know, I wanted to go out there, like that. To paraphrase a line from Willie Nelson's song "On the Road Again."
Yeah.
You know, on the road again, making music with my friends.
Yeah.
No, out in Hollywood, making movie with my friends.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what all I wanted to do was become a movie star and make movies with my friends.
Yeah.
So that movie, Chainsaw 3, was my childhood fantasy meeting my adult ambition.
Mm-hmm. And you were left-handed, right?
Now, fingers crossed, from my lips to God's ears, we're going to continue that. Ted and I are going to continue that here in northwestern Pennsylvania, God's country.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No, so I had heard that you were left-handed, and to use that chainsaw, you had to, because chainsaws are usually made for right-handed people. So that you had to practice using like heavy equipment when you were working construction?
Absolutely correct. All the other previous iterations of the chainsaw saga, all the boys were right-handed, you know, and chainsaws are generally made for right-handers.
Yeah.
And I could have used the chainsaw left-handed, but it wouldn't have dovetailed into the image that was already created. So yes, I was working construction in Beverly Hills, man. I remember.
Oh man.
I was working on a big mansion in Beverly Hills. Luther Vandross had the next mansion over. I remember I was on a roof one day, and I remember him coming out on the balcony. You know, it was too far away to say anything. I started, when I knew I had the part, I started using my power tools right-handed.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's true.
Well, it worked really well because you look very natural. Well,
thank you.
Yes.
You know, it's all movie making. You know, people always ask me, "Oh my God, wasn't it hard running that saw?" No. Think about it. It's not like I grabbed that saw at 7 o'clock in the morning, hiked up the side of a mountain, and bucked that thing for 8 hours a day.
Right.
Yeah.
That some people do.
At the most, maybe I would, in a typical night of filming, maybe the saw would be running 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
Oh, wow.
You know, a lot of the stuff, sometimes, you know, it was just walking with the saw, and the sound effects were added later.
Right.
You know, when you go to dailies and watch some of those scenes, it's like boring. You know, you just see me as Leatherface walking and walking and walking, carrying the stupid chainsaw. You know, but that's part of movie magic. That's why there are editors. That's why there are composers. That's why there are directors of photography. That's why there are lighting technicians. Because all of that, all of those skills combine to make movie magic.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say, for Pig Hill, we had top-notch people. Everybody brought their A game.
Yeah. Everybody
worked so hard. You know, everybody busted their ass, and it shows. You know, I mean, it was. I would never forget the first day of filming on Chestnut Street in front of Tattered Corners. I was sitting in my high boy chair while they were filming inside, and I'm just sitting there. It was a beautiful sunny day, and I'm just sitting there. I'm looking at the production trucks, looking at the cables, looking at everything. I'm going, damn, man, this is a real movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I've told Ted many times, our production of Pig Hill was as well mounted as many independent horror film,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
quote unquote studio backed horror films. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
ours was there. I'm so proud of everybody that contributed to it. And like I told them one day at lunch, I said that famous line about continuing slate of productions,
Yeah.
and I said, and all of you will be the first ones we call in the future.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, if you find the right people, you stick with them, right?
Well, it's a tried and true. I mean, John Ford used the same people over and over again. Clint Eastwood, he's used the same people over and over again. And it's exactly right. If you find people, that know what are good at their job, then as a producer, your job is easier by hiring competent people, good people.
Right.
Well,
And that's what we did. We lucked. Fate smiled upon us when we got Kevin Lewis. When Kevin Lewis signed on, he was. I will say this. At the very beginning, Ted and I had agreed that Chainsaw 3 director Jeff Burr would be our director.
yeah.
And I was very happy for that because everything I have in this business, 92.5% of everything I've accomplished has all sprung from the fact that Jeff put me in Chainsaw 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was going to be my chance to pay him back, thank him.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he would have been a good director, but it's like I told him, he died a couple of years ago. I was very lucky to have a conversation with him just like a few weeks before he died. I'd actually planned on going down to see him in Georgia. Anyway, I said, Jeff, Kevin Lewis was the absolute perfect director for this movie.
Worked out
Without
anyway. Yeah.
without question.
Well, you did the smart thing. You became a horror icon early on. I've been in movies. I was in the Drawing Down the Moon movie, but I'm typecasted. I've only been drug dealers. So
Play drug dealers.
I only played drug dealers, and in the film I'm in, I sell drugs to a 13-year-old. So
Quality drug
I'm
dealers.
not a good drug dealer. If there's
Nice.
such
Not a good
thing.
drug dealer.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you know what?
Taboo market too.
Typecast me all the way to the bank, man.
Yeah.
Who cares, right? Yeah.
That's right.
You make a great bad guy.
I'm never gonna be hired to play again, stealing from Willie and Waylon. I'm never gonna play doctors and lawyers and such.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm happy being a character actor, a tough guy, a horror guy.
Yeah.
Remember that skit from Saturday Night Live? You guys are all too young to remember this in the very beginning, but Chico Consuela, played by Garrett Morris, he had a little bit where he goes, "Baseball been very, very good to me," and in that vein, horror's been very, very good to me.
There you go.
Well, that's awesome.
And the newest best gift is Pig Hill.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I want to thank you guys. Like we were thrilled to not only be able to preview this movie, but to talk to you guys, to meet RA at a Pennhurst. I mean, I don't think Ryan was too impressed to meet Ted because he's already known Ted.
It was nice to see Ted. I was happy to see
It was
him.
lovely.
You know.
Yeah, it was lovely.
But it's just awesome how things worked out the way they did. The fact that you knew Ted and we just ran into RA.
Yeah.
Kind of kismety.
It was
Piglety.
awesome.
So, are you guys pizza fans?
Absolutely.
Both of you? All right.
I do. I have a hard time finding one that I like, though.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's your go-to toppings there, RA?
Oh, it's got to be a Supreme, and not just any Supreme.
Oh,
It's got to have very specifically
All right.
pepperoni, sausage, green pepper, onions, mushrooms, and for me, I like anchovies.
Never
Too
tried
bad. You're not,
anchovy.
you're not
If
eating,
we went
you're not
there.
eating it. I wasn't going to share it with you anyway.
No, I like it. Hey, that's why we ask. I love
If we
hearing
take
that.
you out for pizza, we'll get you one for yourself.
We were with you until you said we were like, I'll eat that pizza.
Yeah.
Well, onions was my line, but
Yeah, you're an
you're
anti-onion
good.
guy.
That sounds good. So you have a hard time finding local pizza that you like?
Yes.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
You know, I and I look for it all the time, man.
Oh.
I finally found a place a couple of years ago, and Did you know remember where the Walmart was in Meadville? And
Yeah.
okay, and you know that roundabout going to Conneaut Lake.
Yes.
So it's an Italian restaurant on Route 19, and I looked up and they had everything I wanted. So I go in and
Carices
I
or
ordered the
something?
pizza.
Carinis.
The gal said, and I said, "You have anchovies, right?" She said, "Yes." So I said, "Okay, make me a pie. I'm going to go over to the Verizon store. I'll be back in 20 minutes." I come back, ready to pick up my pizza. We didn't make it yet.
Oh.
Wow.
Why? We don't have any anchovies.
Yep.
And like an idiot, I didn't leave him my phone number.
Oh no.
I would have said, okay, no anchovies, forget about it, and I would have just gone home.
Oh.
But so that was actually one of the last attempts I had.
Pizza.
To get the pizza that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and strangely enough, I was in Ravenna, Ohio. I went to a screening of a movie that was shot in Ravenna, Ohio, and a restaurant that's featured in the movie was right down the street from the bed and breakfast I was staying at.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that till like this morning, and I went right by it to get back here. But I have a habit of running late, and I knew I wanted to stop and get one of their pizzas because at breakfast the female star of the movie, we were all staying at the same place. She was, I want to get some lasagna and a pizza from, I think it was Gianni's or something like that.
Okay.
And take it back to Seattle with me. And I went, oh shit, that must be pretty good pizza. And then I saw it, I went, damn it. It's, it was around noon, a little 1 o'clock. I said, no, there's no way. I barely got back here in time to get on this, so I didn't get it.
Oh man.
We owe you one. We'll have to get you one.
We will.
We'll think of you when we do it.
Now, Ted, what about you? What's your pizza go-to?
I'm a simple. I'll eat most of the things, but if I'm ordering it for myself, I'm gonna do just a cheese pizza, some basil, fresh basil, little garlic. I'm like a New York kind of style pizza guy.
Yeah. It's just similar to Ryan.
You like the thinner crust?
Yeah, I do. I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of years in New York, and I actually managed for a while and worked as a waiter there.
Okay.
Love that place. John's of Bleecker Street.
Nice.
And they have the best pizza I've ever had. But it was the simpler the better, and that's, but Menino's in Meadville. That's my go-to in Meadville. Menino Italian Garden. Right next to the theater, Menino Italian Garden.
that.
Nobody
Yeah, we
suggested that one. What about
man.
Vicelli's? Have you been to Vicelli's?
Yeah, Vicelli's is good too. Yeah.
That's where I ended up. So
Yeah, I've been.
typically we take the guys, we all go together, but this trip I did a little impromptu visit like for my reunion, and I got pizza and brought it home to central Pennsylvania, so they had to reheat theirs. But we did go to Vicelli Pizza in downtown Meadville. It's a local favorite. I ate mine outside in a nearby park. It's where the movie theater used to be. Now there's like some beautiful park there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Me, fresh, I gave this pizza a 3.75 out of 5. Vicelli's in Meadville was heavy on the cheese, which I definitely like. Sauce was fantastic. Dough was thicker than I normally like, but still crispy and good. Local said I should have tried the Colossal pizza, which
Okay.
is like I guess a more square, thinner crust.
Yeah.
Christy would have said it was a 1 napkin greaser.
Oh, okay,
So
that's not
first
too
day.
bad.
But I think might have been the pepperoni. And then
Yeah.
what'd you give it when you got home for reheated? How'd you reheat it first of all?
I reheated mine in the oven, and I gave it a 3.75 as well.
Okay.
Now, I thought, first off, just looking at it before I heated it up, it has the mythical pepperoni curl where it
The
creates
cups.
the cup.
Yep.
And where it holds all the grease, keeps the grease away from the cheese. I love that. It had a great taste, great sauce, and before I reheated it, I looked at the undercarriage. I checked out the crust.
Right.
And it had that nice browning.
It's pretty crisp.
So I gave it a good score, 3.75.
Nice. Christy, what'd you think reheated?
Well, I heated mine up in a pan on the stovetop
I love that.
with the foil on top so it would get nice and melty. And so I gave it a 3.75 also. It got excellent in the pan, I will say. The crust got super crispy.
Yeah.
And honestly, like reheated, it was a 4. But I imagine like fresh, it wouldn't have
Yes.
been a 4.
Yeah, we had to give
That's
it a
why I kind
lower
of
our
downgraded.
score.
Yep. Good
Yeah,
for you.
but reheated, it was a 4. The crust was just super crispy. The pepperoni were small, crispy discs. There was plenty of them. There was no
Yeah.
shortage of pepperoni. The plain allowed you to taste the sauce a little bit more, which was nice to be able to taste like, the tomato and basil and
Yeah.
onion and stuff like that. And the cheese blend worked really well on both slices. I thought it was
Awesome.
great.
The other place I went to, just real quick before we let our guests go, I went to Mortal's Key, which is not too far outside of Meadville. You guys ever been there? Mortal's Key?
It's down in Jamestown, isn't it?
It's in Jamestown, yeah. Not too far down the road. It was a really cool place. They had pizza as well. They had everything. They literally had everything. It was a brewery. It was a winery. It was
yeah.
food.
That place is cool.
It was really cool. I enjoyed it, and it had a very cool theme. There was Bigfoot themed stuff. I think I
Oh,
got a
neat.
sticker from them.
Yeah.
But I had their pizza, and I gave it a 3.25 out of 5. So everything was good there except for the pizza. 3.25 is not bad, not great, but I was hungry, so I may have given it a higher score than I normally would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might have been like
a 3.
overall, but I'd eat it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd eat it again. But Mortal's Key Brewery was cool as well while we were in Meadville. But that's it from us. I really want to thank our guests for being with us. Anything else we got?
Well, I did make a pizza for the viewing of Pig Hill that I thought you guys might like to hear about. It was regular pizza crust, and then I put barbecue sauce on one half, marinara on the other, and I made pigs in a blanket and put them on top of that pizza.
It was good.
Pigs on the blanket on a pizza?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yes.
In
Well,
honor of the movie.
Wait. What do you call pigs in the blanket in your part of Pennsylvania?
Like little Smokies wrapped in croissant rolls.
Yeah, that's really what it was. Little Smokies, little hot
okay.
dogs.
Up here where I'm from, we call cabbage rolls pigs in the blanket.
Okay.
So that threw me off for a minute.
What's a cabbage roll?
A golumki?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
We have that down here too.
Yeah, well, of course you do. It's Pennsylvania.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah, we got the Polish community
Yeah.
down here.
Cabbage rolls or golumkis rank right up there with kielbasa and sauerkraut.
Right.
And,
Potato pancakes.
oh, it's a pillar of Pennsylvania food.
Gotta love our Polish neighbors.
That's right.
Well, Eastern Europe, it goes up all across Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah.
My
for sure.
my grandmother came from Croatia, and she'd make those like all the time. And
Oh, wow.
she called them pigs. She called them pigs in the blanket. But I know what you're talking about with the little Smokies wrapped in the biscuit dough.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So,
got really good.
We
was
recommend
the
doing
cheese?
that on a pizza.
I always say
I used a blend of mozzarella and cheddar.
Yeah.
Mozzarella, cheddar, barbecue sauce, pigs in a blanket.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
I try not to
That
order
sounds-
pigs in a blanket because that's when the waiter comes back with a picture of your mom and dad in bed.
No.
That's really what
All right.
happens.
How about this? Pickled pig feet and pickled ham hocks.
On a
Ooh,
pizza.
I have not done that.
Well, I used to do it all the time.
Oh, well,
Wow.
That was my bar breakfast.
Oh,
if you do a pig
washing
hill
down some
too,
anchovies.
Yeah.
slice of the paranormal, we'll try pig's feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta have pickled eggs with pickled pig feet or pickled ham hocks.
Right.
Hawks. Yeah, I'd
And
do
then you
it.
gotta chase it down with a beer and tomato juice.
Oh God.
Oh.
And that's what makes it healthy for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Killing us
That makes
already.
sense.
Maybe a little shot of vodka in the beer and tomato juice.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, you got us then. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, you guys, it was an honor.
Everything.
Can't believe you up this with us. Yeah, great stuff.
We look forward to working with you guys in the future. You know.
Sounds good. We'll keep you posted.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
And it's all because you came over and said hi to me, Steve.
Aw.
That's awesome.
awesome.
It was great to meet you. And in all honesty, when I said the word Pig's Hill, seeing your eyes light up, I knew it was going to be a
Yeah.
great conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit us up on social medias and
Yeah, it means a whole lot. Tell us your stories and join us next time you crave a slice of the paranormal.
This podcast was produced by Stone State Entertainment.